Well, I'm going to start this real quick. It was, like I said, it's a vision for a long time to get to Ethiopia, and it just so happened that there's an amazing celebration. It's the baptism. It's called the Timcat celebration. JahMike can elaborate on it as well. He's living there. He's living it, so he knows it. But essentially, it's the 12 days of Christmas, and culminating into the 13th day, which is the celebration of Timcat, which is a big baptism. So it was just
Oh,
going to
wow.
Ethiopia. It was going during, you know,
What
the
time of year
Super
is that? What
Bowl,
time of year is that?
January 8th to the 20th, I believe. Yes, Mike? Something like that. 12 days of Christmas, 12
Yes,
days.
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
Wow.
So I
That's
And
good
got
to know.
there.
That's something I never
the
knew.
biggest celebration,
I got there right on the 8th. I got there on the 6th, I believe, something like that. And I was in Addis with Michael for about 2 days. And then we took a flight straight to Lalibela. And the next day, we were there. It was going on. Actually, the day we arrived, the
same
celebration
day.
had already began.
Yeah.
It already began. It was just
Wow.
amazing. I just couldn't believe it that it was like going to the Mardi Gras, but a spiritual Mardi Gras, because
Wow.
you hear about it, and for us Rasta man, most people haven't heard about it. That's why this is so important. We can bring this to people who have never seen this, and we're talking about Christianity, and if you don't mention Ethiopia, then you're just deceiving yourself because those churches have been there for over 1,000 years, and so something's going on here where European their
Something to know.
their 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 story is a lot later than this story. So you can put
Hmm.
ABC, and your DEF, but if you don't know your ABC, it's hard to get to XYZ.
Did
It's
you get
very
any
simple.
pushback while you were filming there, Jamike? Did you get any pushback or any challenges from anyone there telling you, no, don't film? They don't want you to see. Did you experience any of that, or was everyone open and willing to allow you to share what you saw visually there?
Yeah, I mean, if anything, maybe the opposite, I would say, especially in Lalibela, people were, even you will see in the video, there's a lot of people in the video, like, just part of the festival. And even as I go through the footage, there was always people jumping. They want to be in the camera. They want to say something. Like everyone was happy to, share this this
To
festival, this
participate?
celebration, this element of the culture, man. You know, to share it with the rest of the world. People are happy, because like somewhere like Lalibela, obviously is a very important place, especially in Ethiopia, and
Yes.
it's not very well, it's documented. There's a few documentaries, but you have to have different perspectives. So we try to give a perspective of the vision, and
Hmm.
yeah,
You can't hide everything forever. And as we're seeing, there's a guy named professor named Graham Parker Graham or Graham, who went to Ethiopia over 20 years ago, 25 years ago. That's the first time I ever saw anybody
yeah,
tracing the Ark of the Covenant. So he's the first one. So years ago that I saw this is what was really intrigued me to Rastafari. I said, wait a minute, there's not just a story, it's this
Yeah.
foundation. And so the churches of
Oh.
Lalibela do exist. And over the years, I was like, wow, this is the place to be. I have to go to this place. This is one of the eighth wonders of the world. If you go up from space, the astronauts saw those churches from space. And that's the only
Hmm.
reason why they found those churches, the big cross, St. George's. St. George's, yes, Michael?
yeah. Saint George is the main one, with the
So
cross.
there's a Christian
Yeah.
cross, a Knights Templar cross, and you can see it from space. And that's the only reason why people even know about the churches in Ethiopia. And over the last 20 years, because of Graham going and making those documentaries, now there's umpteen amount of documentaries of people going to Ethiopia and still try and defer it and say it's in this place and it's in this place. But
Hmm.
I, children know that it's in Ethiopia. Where it about exactly, we don't need to know. It's there.
Hmm.
The vibration is there, and it's there for a reason. And those who can't dig it is because they just can't emancipate themselves from that mental slavery that they've
You
been
know,
stuck
Johnny
in.
J. Johnny J. I tell you something, man.
Tell me,
Myself
Joe. Say
personally,
it so, Joe.
myself personally is really honored to be doing what I'm doing.
Yes, I.
As far as this show is concerned, as far as all the shows that I've been doing so far. Because, you know, it's all about information and good information. It's all about letting the world know exactly where everything is coming from, who made it possible, who was a part of it in making it possible. And right now, sitting here speaking to you, Johnny Jade and JahMike, you're giving me so much information to what it is and where it's coming from.
Mm-hmm.
And this is information in which I know my audience, my listening audience, is very happy to learn because a lot of us did not know all these things.
Mm-hmm.
Joe, let me just, because time is short,
Mm-hmm.
and time is short. So it's really important that people know what Ethiopia is and what it means to us as human beings. I mean, if you read the Bible begins there. So if you don't know that it begins there, then you're immediately in trouble. You're in quicksand. So you have to just come out to that and realize in your mind and say, Ethiopia is I foundation of humanity. That's where we begin. Once you can swallow that big old pill, we good. Then it's just everything is gravy. Once you can swallow that and say, yeah, we are from Ethiopia. We are Ethiopian. The ethics of humanity was instilled in Ethiopia. That's why it's called
Mm-hmm.
Ethiopia. The ethics is where it begins, you know. The river Gihon is the Blue Nile. That's where me and Mike were. We were there. We were at the mouth of the river. It has many outlets, and we were at one of them. And in the Pisong, but they didn't tell us these things in the history books. They called it the White Nile and the Blue Nile, but in the Bible it tells you the Pisong and the Gihon. This is very important because this is where everyone misses. So those people that are listening for the first time, I beg you to go to your Bible, the King James Version, because that's the version we all supposed to know, and go to chapter 2 of Genesis, verse 10, and you will see it begins and tells you where exactly the foundation of humanity begins. And it tells you Ethiopia is the first name mentioned in the Bible, and in the beginning, so shall it be in the end. So we're in this Armageddon right now, and here we are talking about Ethiopia still. And Ethiopia still has the name Ethiopia. It hasn't been changed. It's still
Mm-hmm.
Ethiopia. Only the Italians tried to change it for a moment, but they couldn't conquer Jah. Rastafari come to conquer, you know? So yeah, we're
Mm-hmm.
blessed and we give thanks for the time, for the moment. And it's been a year
Yeah,
and a half
man.
now since I left Ethiopia. And I just give thanks for the platform, and I give thanks for JahMike helping me out and JahMike being present right now because we've been going at it for a year
Yes,
and a half.
thank you.
Yeah, we give thanks. That's all we can just give thanks, and I hope that on His Majesty's birthday, July 23rd, I hope the world can tune in because the world really needs to know where we're at. You know where we're at. You know, and we're in Ethiopia. You know,
Mm-hmm.
JahMike is living proof. He's in Ethiopia right now. So I just big up JahMike. One more thing, I must big him up because when I went to visit there, I said to myself, same thing you said to yourself, Lisa. What is an English white 25-year-old dude living in Ethiopia? I'm like, what are you doing? I'm living there, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, Lord of mercy. And so you know what I mean. So a real lion,
Yeah, man. He's
real
he's
lion.
definitely on a journey, and I appreciate you sharing with us, JahMike, about your journey, and I know you're still on your journey. So we appreciate you sharing with us, and we're gonna keep that link going. Make sure.
Yeah, yeah, for real.
And you take
Give
care of
thanks to the
yourself while you're
evening
out there,
and
while you're
everything,
out
you
there
know.
in the jungle. You take care of yourself, okay? Make sure.
Yeah, yeah. It's a
Definitely.
real
And
concrete jungle.
Ethiopia is open. We don't have no lockdown. Everybody's welcome to come and experience, the promised land, you know. So yeah,
Yes.
we give them Rastafari.
JahMike,
We have to make a trip. We have to
Yes,
make a
sir.
trip.
let's keep this link, JahMike. Let's keep this link.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man.
That's the
As
far
you said, Rastafari.
Drummie, give me a roll. Drummie, give me a roll. Rap, rap.
I get your role, yeah. There's your rule. There's your
Hey,
rule. And
hey.
all your flowers, Johnny Dread.
Rastafari, Johnny
Every
J.
Good
time,
time.
every time. We love you and we love your message and we love you and everything that you bring to the table every time, Johnny Dread. Big up yourself, enough respect, and we're looking forward
Look,
to the interview and all the big
all
stuff
right.
you have coming on the 23rd. We can't wait to see the
Okay.
visuals.
Okay. From Genesis to Revelation,
Big up yourself.
Rastafari. From Genesis to Revelation,
Johnny J. On the same stage with alongside JahMike. How sweet it is. Give thanks and praise to, of course, you've done know on Instagram. Keep it going. Take a listen. Joe Isaacs, 905 203 landline. Keep it real. What it is what it is.